Hello, my choosers. It's time to get big with Big Spell Mage that recently got buffed up because of Blizzard making Tsunami into a 10 cost spell instead of an 8 cost spell. However, it now summons 4 elementals instead of 3, making it the perfect 10 cost card for Galactic Projection Orb, which we're running in ETC so we don't accidentally auto cast it off of Surfeopod. Essentially, the game plan of this deck is to generate a bunch of cheap spells through a lot of the early game minion so we can survive late into the game, so we can mana cheat out either Sunset Volley or Tsunami for around 5 mana using things like King Tide. Now for the Mulligan guide, first card to look out for is a Watercolor Artist. This will allow you to draw into the Tsunami, thus discounting it really quickly. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for any card that costs 3 or lower. However, Audio Splitter does require you to have a high cost spell to make use of him. And besides that, you're essentially just going to be looking for any card that will randomly generate you additional removal, such as Mixologist or Sleet Skater, as a way to survive until late game. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some game. Okay. Let's get rid of those two. Drink Server is a card that I'm like, maybe we cut it, but in theory, we could get the new priest. Well, I mean, not new, but like the buffed up priest spell, which is good removal. The problem with this deck is, like, you want to run cards that generate you spells. It's just a matter of figuring out which spells that you really want to, or what pools you want to generate. And technically speaking, Drink Server does give you a pretty consistent pool because it's one of 6 cards. But like, that one of 6 could actually just not matter a lot of the time. Oh, you know what? We could just slam down the dragon. Right, let's just pass it. Okay. I'm assuming this is probably Handbuff. We could be, I could be wrong by thinking it's Handbuff. Okay, King Tide. Actually, you know what? Perfect curve with King Tide. I didn't think about it, but yeah, we have perfect curve. We slam down Tsunami probably next turn. Actually, we could slam down the Sunset Volley, depending on like how many 1 HP minions that they have, because they have 2 right now. In theory, 3. Oh, 3. Definitely 3. Oh yeah, Sunset Volley is probably the better play here. Yeah, let's use Sunset Volley. That gets rid of the majority of them. Oh, or it gets rid of them all. And gives us a big Divine Shield. That's good. The Divine Shield doesn't live, though. At least we tried, right? Mixologist. What is our cheese at? It's either at 4 or... Actually, let's just use Surfeopod. And then we could maybe... do we want... Nah. Frostbolt's not bad. There was a game where I could have won it if I just froze out my opponent's face and then I chose a different option and it just didn't work so well. Okay, Marin. So we do have 5 costs. I always love using the cheese at 5. I know it's never going to happen, but it would be hilarious to generate 3 Leroys. It would literally make my day if that, for one day, somehow, some way, happened, right? Trying to think of like what the odds of that would be. You'd have to do like a calculation of like how many 5 cost minions there are, right? In standard right now, which are quite a bit. There's what, 11 classes in a Hearthstone, and most of them have 5 to 4. Oh, actually, Warrior only has 2. That's interesting. But yeah, there's a bunch of 5 cost cards. So it would be like a 1 in... Well, you'd have to do the math. Maybe I'll edit in the math, what the math would actually be. We can get away with doing ETC here. We're at high enough for HP pool. We can grab the orb, freeze out their face just to be safe, and pass it back after we get their minion. So it would be a 1 in 83 or 82. 82 to the power of 3 times. That's how low of a chance it would be to get 3 Leroys in the same cheese wheel. It would probably happen at some point. I think I've generated 2 of them before, but I don't know. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted trying to do the mathematics in my head. Of course they had Reska. Why do they have Reska? Wait, do we still come back from this? Mixologist in theory would get us AoE removal. Oh, actually, you know what? That kind of solves the board. It leaves up Yelling Yodeler, but that's still fine. And then we can use Audio Amplifier, and then might as well freeze for a little bit of additional HP. We could also have used the 1-cost spell, but I prefer doing it like this. Okay, there's Frost Strike. Orb number 1. Come on, let's go. The cheese. I forgot about the cheese, and it's always the 1-cost minions because that's how the cheese works. You know, I will say this. I am kind of not sad that I had the deck I had to scrap for what was supposed to be today's video, which was Cheese Druid. We might still make a short out of it because I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of glad that I ended up having to scrap it just because of the fact that synergy between Mista Vista and the cheese didn't work as well as I thought it would, which sucks, but you know. Please. Okay, look. We can definitely win no matter what next turn by just going face. But it's a lot funnier if we slam down the second orb, right? It should get... actually, knowing my luck, I'm like, it should be guaranteed. But no, I legitimately know my luck. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. There probably is some way we can still lose this by... Oh, perfect. All right, let's get rid of as many minions on our board as possible. And let's go. Orb number 2. There's Orb, there's T, Frostbolt into face, and that should be GG. I was worried for nothing, actually, I guess. Okay, temporary game against Paladin. Let's see how this goes. Paladin, in theory, could be bad. I did add Nomella to the list. We ended up cutting out, I think, like Dorian, I think, and I'm trying to remember what the other legendary ended up cutting out for him was. Or we ended up putting Yogg in the main deck. Oh, Mezzadune. Mezzadune is what we ended up cutting out at some point too. Okay, let's just pass it. I'm assuming this is going to be Handbuff just because they're running that card. I don't think... Yeah, it definitely is Handbuff. I was going to say, I don't think Flood DK, or yeah, DK, Paladin. Same idea, right? Runs either... for sure doesn't run both of those cards. Okay, let's overplan a little bit. Skater, we probably should put at the top. Okay, I won't lie. Skater might be something that we might have not wanted to do there. We might have actually wanted to grab King Tide because we do have a few higher cost spells in hand. But we do have a way to like instantly use Surveil Pod here. Let's coin this out. I know, kind of a waste because we can't do perfect curve. But in theory, we do get a 9-cost spell no matter what off of this, so... Oh, actually, no! We have a Water Cooler Artist for next turn. Yeah, we can just slam that down if we really feel like it. Yeah, might as well, right? It's not like Handbuff Paladin is notorious for being able to deal with something like that. And... perfect. I was gonna say, even if it goes 2 into minion and 2 into face, that serves the purpose because it does stall them out so they can't buff up their hand. Actually, not a bad idea. Running decks that just freeze your opponent out of the game. Weirdly enough, I know, like, initially, so this deck originally started out as a freeze mage list, like in the initial Theorycraft video, and then I just kept putting it off because I kept coming up with like funner ideas than this, kind of, and then they buffed it up, so I was like, why not? Why not us try this, right? I wish I had a little bit more time, though, I won't lie, to try to get maybe a little bit better replays, but I still think we're doing fine, right? You'll all see the final product, I guess, once this video gets recorded and edited, so I can actually, you know, hopefully I won't be up till 3 in the morning, but it already is 1 in the morning, so, you know, for sure, I know I've been saying it all week, but for sure, like, either next week or the week after, we're just doing 2 videos. I think we'll probably do 2 videos next week. We'll do a Tendril deck Monday, and then nothing Wednesday, and then something Friday, I think is the schedule I'm looking at doing. I mean, we can draw another spell, and instacast the Tsunami, and this should be GG, right? Oh, it would have been funnier if all of those had an ace, but yeah, GG. Okay, time for a game against Shaman. Let's see what they have in store for us. Now, this opener, this is one of those decks that is a little bit harder to actually feel what you should keep. Surfio Pod is decent most of the time. Water Cooler Artist actually is something that we probably could keep. It also depends on like what type of Shaman this is. Keeping one of them, though, is probably fine. We'll probably draw, speaking of Water Cooler Artists, we mulligan it away, we get it back. Like, the mulligan didn't even matter in the first place, and we even got Tsunami, making this hand even worse than it was before. Oh, great. We got the second Tsunami. That's exactly what we want to see with a watercolor artist in hand. Okay, so Surfio Pod only can draw or instant cast like 2 spells now, and one of them I really would prefer not to get it as an instant cast. But that's just me. All right, they're just going to flood the board. Well, attack and then use their hero power. Oh, actually, you know what? I love me some Cheese Dragon. I'm assuming there's some type... Highlander? Highlander makes the most sense, I guess. We could coin out Surfrio Pod. Now, does that actually do anything for us, though? Because we can't actually do anything with it. Yeah, we have both of these in hand. We're just going to go for tempo, I guess. Okay. Got rid of the big minion. Hopefully, well, I mean, we can guarantee us drawing into a 9-cost minion, which is pretty decent, but like, it could be better, I guess. Oh, jive. Don't jive on our face, please. Okay, so we're at 4. I don't think we can get away with doing what I really wanted to do this turn. We can freeze this out, and we might as well freeze the second highest minion. I know, technically speaking, trading into the second highest minion probably would be better. But who knows, maybe that 1 armor difference will actually matter here. We actually could have froze Ragnaros twice, I guess, too. And I know Ragnaros can't attack, but like, 8 armor is 8 armor, right? Okay, well. How do we want to do this? Let's draw our minion. Come on, give us something good. Uh-oh. Well, we're alive. I guess that's what matters. Come on, jeez. Oh, you know what? Not the worst. I also just remembered Rin was a card that I almost did something with when it first came out, and then I completely forgot about it. But the funny thing is, we probably could do something now with Rin, right? Because we do have the tourist that doubles the death rattles. Then you could also maybe like give it reborn. There's actually something there, maybe. I don't think that something is that good, but there's something there. I don't know. And then you'd have to mana cheat somehow. Okay, wait. Let's math that out. So Rin is 5 costs, right? And then double Death Rattle is 4, I think. And then Reborn is 2, I think. Don't quote me on this, actually. Yes, I actually am correct. That is kind of a shock. I'm not gonna lie there. Sorry, I had to do a quick Google to make sure I was correct there. Got a bunch of armor though, that's nice. Yeah, maybe that's something that we can try out. Then you'd have to find ways to get additional copies of her without it screwing you over. But, you know, there could be a deck there. Always interested in trying to make a mill deck. It's definitely a strategy that is kind of underexplored in Hearthstone. We're always grabbing orb here. I know there's other options here, but like orb matters the most, and we probably actually at some point should remove Yogg from the ETC pool and put it in the main deck. We just got to figure out like what we're removing for that to be the case. Okay, one of the perfect freezes. Then we get rid of the other minion, then just go face. Just go face. Face is voice. Can we get anything else that goes... I mean, Audio Splinter? Not bad. The problem with that card, though, is we're going to accidentally mill some like additional follow-up turns. And I think that combo only mills technically 8 maximum. Alright, let's use Tsunami. Freeze out their minions, please. There we go. Probably should have, you know, attacked into the 1/1. But we should be fine, I think, for another turn. Oh, Magatha. Oh, also, I guess I was wrong. It isn't a Reno deck. It's just pure Elemental. I know that's a little bit late for me to notice, but... Alright, let's use Orb. Come on. Do your magic, Orb. There's the AoE. There's the freeze. Oh, no. I forgot that was going to happen. You know, I won't lie. The Cheese Dragon, I think in this deck actually kind of hurts us. Like 99% of the time. I know, like, in theory, it just gives us, like, full board. But, like, there are a chance that we have other cards that will generate us additional minion for us drawing into something. Because we do have Under the Sea. Wait, do we have a way to deal with this? We bounce this back. Oh, GG. Alright, now that we're through the game, this was my final thoughts of the deck. So, did the buffs actually help out the deck? I do not think so. Tsunami being a 10 cost card actually makes it a lot slower than it is. Sure, you get an additional body, but that additional body is usually way too late. Doesn't solve the problems this card had before. Actually makes it a little bit worse with watercolor artists, as this can't be cheated out on like turn 6 anymore. Combo a little bit worse than it was, and probably, honestly speaking, the deck a bit worse than it is. I don't know what they were really thinking about when they made Tsunami a 10 cost card. I know they were probably afraid of Void Scripture as a way to mana cheat 4 bodies out on turn 10, but honestly, that could have been still perfectly fine. Overall, I would say I think this is a big miss. However, it is still pretty fun to mess around with this card, which means I can't really recommend you trying this out, even though, you know, I probably clickbaited it in the title. But like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Bye.